Hi, so I am Yasmin. I'm Yasmin. I'm the owner of Horsemanship from Ginny. And this is just a little introduction. It'll only be a short one while I'm poo-picking my field. A little introduction into who I am, what I do, and what these podcasts are going to be about. So, to start with, these podcasts are going to largely just be me talking, if anyone cares to listen. I don't expect people to, but I have no one to talk to about these things because other people I seem to bore people about horses. I bore horse people when I talk about horses, so it's nice to have my own little platform where if people want to listen to what I talk about, they are welcome to. I just hope some people might enjoy it. If they don't, I get to say what I want to say, and people don't have to listen. I'm not fussed either way. What do I do? I work with large behavioural issues is what I work with. Horses that are very difficult to handle, to ride, to work with, to do anything with in general. I get the occasional, a horse just can't do this, like put a bridle on, pick its feet up, whatever. But more often than not, and loading. I get loading. Oh no. Were you hibernating in there? I'm sorry, little bumblebee. Shit. Sort of, mate. It's too late now. So largely what I do is I teach horses how to relax. I take horses that find life and general things very stressful, and I teach them how to just relax through it all. And so if you have a horse that finds everything stressful and in general struggles with life, the chances are the work that I do can really help them. It doesn't mean you have to work on everything, every specific little thing that stresses them. You can generally teach them how to relax initially, and then all you have to do when you come across certain triggers is you give your horse a chance to see whether they can bring themselves down, if they've learnt enough to bring themselves down. And if they can't bring themselves down, you use the groundwork techniques that I've installed I've taught the horses to show them how to relax again. In the early days, this can take a while, but as things progress with horses, and these groundwork techniques are more solidly in your horse's toolkit, and you're using them more regularly, oftentimes all you have to do when a horse starts getting stressed out is just offer, we're going to do this. So if you're doing the disengagement of the forehand, which is what is my favourite one for relaxing horses, if you're doing the disengagement of the forehand, then by the time you've done a few months of groundwork and your horse gets stressed, if it's in a situation where it can't bring itself down because it's too worried about something, all you have to do is give it an offer of a back up and to the side. They may take one step, or just from the pressure of asking them to do it, they might go, I can relax now because I remember how to do this. So it doesn't take long for this stuff to work. It takes commitment and consistency, and if you're inconsistent with the work, you end up with a horse that is far more stressed than you had initially, because what you're starting to do is show the horse you will listen and you will understand and you will pay attention, and then you just show it that actually I'm not going to do it that today because it inconveniences me and it takes a little bit longer than I would like it to. So it's really important when using these groundwork techniques that you are consistent with your horse in the initial stages. It's consistent with them throughout. It's really unfair on a horse to tell them and make promises to them that you're going to listen and you're going to pay attention and you're going to help them through things and start teaching that to them for 6 months, only for 6 months later down the line when they find something really stressful and you just start shouting at them and telling them to get on with it. That horse will become very, very upset because they know you know better. So, consistency, like I said, I mostly teach horses how to relax. So this can be done with horses that either have started presenting behavioural issues, although I really do enjoy getting hold of young horses that haven't been started yet and setting them on a good path to start. So I currently have one client, only one, that is a 3-year-old that I am breaking in currently. He did come to me as a behavioural issue, but he literally just turned 3 a few days before I met him. So this behaviour hadn't been going on long. He was easily the worst case of barging I had ever come across. And he surprised me actually with how quickly he took to it. I did a little bit of groundwork with him, moving his shoulders, teaching him how to go around people, and within 15 minutes of the session he had one of the biggest releases I've ever seen a horse do. He started yawning, licking and chewing, because all he needed showing how to do was when he panicked was how to go around people, because in his panic he couldn't bend. He'd just run forward and then people would tell him off, and so he'd run forward harder because he didn't know what else to do. He had no idea. So all I taught him was, when you panic, go around me. And that seemed to solve all of his panic, really. He stopped stressing, he stopped panicking, he stopped barging. He's been barging once since, but it only lasted a few seconds, and then we went for a walk and just dealt with it. But yeah, so I enjoy working with horses that haven't been doing it for a long time as well. They're far easier to sort out than horses that have been doing these bargy behaviours or these difficult behaviours for years on end. So I highly recommend people at the start of the problem showing. As soon as you have a sign that a problem is starting to show, then that is when you should get help if you don't know what to do with it. That's the best thing I can recommend, because a lot of the clients I've come to work with, things that have been going on for years, I could be solved in 2 or 3 sessions had the horse been helped early on, whereas now they've been doing it for years, it can sometimes take up to 10 sessions. So yeah, that's me. That's what my podcast is. I'm going to be getting people in to talk. I'm also going to be getting some non-horsey people in to talk and ask questions. I think that is something a lot of podcasts don't do, is for beginners and people who really don't know anything about horses and this way of working with them. It's quite an advanced way of working with them, and people assume you have to have a bit of knowledge to do it, but you don't. I've been teaching this stuff to kids that have never worked with horses before, and it works really well. So I'm going to be introducing this. I'm going to be getting some people on that know nothing about horses to just ask questions, and I'll answer them the best I can. I'm going to get some professional riders in, some other trainers. I'm going to be inviting a few people to come and talk. You're looking better for weight, Fox. I'm happy about that. Struggle to get weight on Fox. I'd like her to be a bit more weight on her going into winter, but I don't think I'm going to get more than I've got on him now, so that's not too bad. You're fat, aren't you, Jasper? You could be losing some weight. You'll do that over winter, so I don't mind that. But yeah, so getting a few people in and having chats with them, basically. I'm not big into editing. I don't really have the tools for editing, so chances are they're going to be largely unedited podcasts of just horsey people talking about horses, and we might go on tangents. But I think it's a good way to do them. Yeah, so that's my podcast. That's what I'm going to be doing. If anyone wants to follow and listen along, they are welcome to. If they don't want to, they're also welcome not to. I'm not asked. I just want a place to ramble about my little thoughts. So yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.